Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
That breaking news right now at 8 o'clock. We are staying on top of that breaking news. Former Vice President Dick Cheney dies at the age of 84. The statement from his family and new reaction this morning.
Also, it's election day today. People all over the state heading to the polls. What you need to know and the local races we're watching.
And when you step outside, you're going to notice the colder air thanks to this high pressure system. I'll show you why it's actually likely to be a fairly mild afternoon.
A lot to get to here in the 8 o'clock hour, including the passing of the 46th Vice President of the United States, Dick Cheney. We'll get to all that and more, but we thank you for staying with us. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Yeah, we also have to talk about the chilly weather that we came in with this morning. Oh, my goodness, Elizabeth. It was definitely a jacket day.
It really is. We take a live look at downtown Raleigh right now. I was hoping, we do have a few people walking around out there with jackets on. Our temperatures are mainly in the low to mid 40s right now. It's 46 in downtown Raleigh. This is a look from our Jimmy V camera down Fayetteville Street. Fortunately, the winds are fairly light now, but we will see winds picking up, especially tomorrow. We've jumped to 51 in South Hill and Fayetteville, looking at mid 50s right around the Triangle area. Temperatures are running 5 to 7 degrees colder than this time yesterday, but we'll see an even bigger drop for tomorrow. A nice afternoon, though. We'll see highs in the upper 60s. Great for Election Day. Coming up, we're going to talk more about tonight's colder temperatures.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center at 8:01. Here's the situation. We've been telling you about that crash on Highway 98 and Six Forks Road. I mistakenly said it was Durham, but it's actually northern Wake County. Thanks to Mr. Seymour for pointing that out. We appreciate that very much. Your viewers, you keep us honest, and we appreciate that very much. Hey, listen, I-40 and Wake Forest, I-40 and westbound Lane and Harrison, we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown, but not anything that's going to make you late this morning, because right now the other troubled spot is at US 1 at Highway 55. They're coming in from Apex. You can see the bumper-to-bumper traffic. So if you're coming in from Apex, maybe Moore County, Lee County, you might want to take Highway 64 as an alternate. Right now, you're looking at a 15-minute delay. The other troubled spot, you're coming in from Wake Forest, you're looking at an 11-minute delay. Just 7 minutes if you're coming in on I-87 out of Knightdale this morning. Over in Durham, very little to no major delays. That Highway 98 situation has cleared up. You're looking at a 7-minute delay if you're using Highway 98 to get to Durham this morning. Just a 3-minute delay if you're coming in from Hillsborough on I-85. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Again, we're keeping our eye on some more reaction regarding the death of former Vice President Dick Cheney. That news coming out this morning within the past hour or so. We've been trying to find more updates and look at some other key figures who might be saying something this morning. For example, his daughter, Liz Cheney, I've been looking at her social media feed. She hasn't really shared on Facebook or Instagram since 2024, but we're still looking to see if there's some other statement beyond what the family as a whole released in terms of his death, cardiovascular disease being a part there, as well as pneumonia being a cause of his death. I've also looked to see if President Donald Trump has said anything. He has not shared anything on Truth Social within the past 14 hours. We know that Dick Cheney was a pretty outspoken person regarding President Trump, so we're waiting to see what reaction we'll see from the president. And as soon as we get more reaction here in the WRAL Live Center, we'll bring it live.
All right, thank you, Chris. It's Election Day today, and today people across North Carolina will head to the polls to make their voices heard. Votes are happening in almost every town and city in the state. In Wake County, that includes all of these communities here, everywhere except Raleigh. WRAL's Laura Levine is live in Cary for us this morning. And Laura, polls are open right now. There's some people behind you.
Michelle, good morning. We have seen some light foot traffic here at the Herbert C. Young Community Center in Cary. And actually here in Cary so far is where we've seen the largest turnout during early voting, where Cary voters cast more than 8,000 ballots. So here's what you should know when you're heading out today to make your vote count. Voters in 13 municipalities across Wake County will have one last chance to do so. There are no local elections in unincorporated parts of Wake County and in the city of Raleigh, which has elections in even numbered years. To participate, voters must live in and be registered to vote in the municipality where the election is taking place. Voters must bring a valid photo ID when voting in person. And if you don't have your ID when you vote, you can still vote and then bring your ID to your County Board of Elections by noon on Friday. The polls will remain open until 7:30 tonight. And if you're in line by 7:30, you can still cast a ballot. For a full guide on Election Day and for real-time election results, you can head over to WRAL.com. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Cary.
In Durham, incumbent Mayor Leonardo Williams is seeking a second term. He has led the Bull City since 2023. He faced 4 challengers in last month's primary and won more votes than all of them combined. Williams now faces Ananji Bell. She is the daughter of former Mayor Bill Bell.
And in Fayetteville, Michelle, Mayor Mitch Colvin is seeking re-election. He faces a challenge from one of his colleagues on the city council, Kathy Keefe Jensen. She placed second in last month's 10-person primary.
And stick with WRAL this evening. We will have team coverage of our local elections. Eric Miller will be following the Fayetteville mayoral race, and Monica Casey will be tracking Durham's. To find out what races are on your ballot and to search for your polling place, go to WRAL.com. You'll find our election preview on the homepage. You can count on WRAL for results as they come in. And be sure to turn on your push notifications so you can also get results right to your phone.
Following some breaking news right now, a person is seriously hurt after police say a car hit that person in Raleigh. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows the scene along Trawick Road near New Bern Avenue. The crash happened around 2 o'clock this morning. Raleigh police say the person who was hit was taken to a local hospital with serious injuries. So far, no charges have been filed against the driver.
People who depend on SNAP funding will get some of their benefits for November, but not all of them. Yesterday, the Trump administration confirmed it will use emergency funds to keep the program going through the government shutdown. However, recipients will only get half of their normal benefits. During yesterday's Wake County Board of Commissioners meeting, board members said they are now leaning on partner organizations and searching for any spare funds to keep about 80,000 residents who depend on SNAP fed. Some of those partner organizations warn federal cuts and delays present an existential threat.
We are at risk of losing community organizations that have served this community and keeping Raleigh and Wake County strong for decades.
Wake County has resources online right now, both to find food in the area if you need it and to donate food or money if you would like to help. You can find those links on our website. That's WRAL.com.
Well, the Durham Rescue Mission is hosting a food giveaway tomorrow. It will be a drive-through walk-up style event. This will be on the main campus from 11 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. You're encouraged to go early because it's on a first-come, first-served basis. Well, today, Wake County School Board leaders are meeting to talk about changes to the district's budget. This is happening despite a state budget not being in place. Well, let's get right to WR's Kelsey Coffey live outside the Wake Board headquarters there in Cary. And Kelsey, today it's just a discussion. No actual changes will be made, correct?
Yes, Ken, that's what we're anticipating. Today, Wake school leaders will be working to fill in the gaps of their budget here at the board headquarters. Now, we know that your child's teachers may be getting only a fraction of an anticipated raise. State and county funding is more than $40 million short to cover pay raises for the district. School leaders planned on using state funds to offer a 3% raise. But the state budget is still not complete 4 months after the due date. State lawmakers passed a mini budget instead that will only allow less than a 1% raise for teachers. This funding gap comes as health insurance premiums are increasing for about 80% of district employees. Now, there are some employees who won't be eligible for raises at all. Those are people like principals, cafeteria workers, and bus drivers. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on this discussion that's planned for today. We're not expecting a vote until as early as November 18th. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Well, after that budget meeting, the Wake County School Board will continue with the full afternoon of work. First, the board will discuss changing to Spotlight on Students event into separate events. They say the Spotlight has outgrown the venue. Then the school system will present their plan to improve low-performing schools.
This morning, Raleigh police are searching for the person responsible for a shooting that shut down all lanes of a major road. Sky 5 captured the scene on East Millbrook Road yesterday. This happened just before 5 p.m. When officers got there, they found the man on the ground not breathing. EMS showed up moments later and started performing CPR. The man was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. That scene shut down East Millbrook between Green Road and Capitol Boulevard for 5 hours. That road is now back open.
The North Carolina Rate Bureau wants to raise some insurance rates by about 68% over 2 years. This will affect dwelling insurance policies, not homeowners insurance policies to be exact, but that does include rental properties and investment properties. They're accepting public comments until November 19th. That's before the State Department of Insurance approves or negotiates the final rates.
Today, voters in New York will choose the city's next mayor. State Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani is the favorite to lead after his surprise victory in June's Democratic primary. He is facing an aggressive challenge from former Governor Andrew Cuomo, now running as a third-party candidate. Mamdani says that he wants to turn the page on Cuomo's scandal-marred politics of the past, while Cuomo says he wants to stop the progressive wing from destroying the Democratic Party. Current Mayor Eric Adams announced the end of his re-election campaign back in September.
Today, Durham Police holding the first in a series of town halls. The session will focus on the development of its real-time crime center contracted with Peregrine. Durham Police and the company will present and hold a discussion on the development. Today's town hall is at the W.D. Hill Recreation Center. It starts at 6 this evening.
Clock's change meant more than an extra hour of sleep for us over the weekend. It also means Wake County parks will now close earlier. Places like Lake Crabtree and Harris Lake Park now close at 6 p.m. because of those earlier sunsets. People need to be off the trails at least 15 minutes before closing. Closing time will keep moving up as we lose more daylight.
Top now 8/11, historic change. A North Carolina-based relief group on the ground helping after Hurricane Melissa slammed into Jamaica. How the organization is working to help those who lost everything.
And suspects on the run. Police chase after two people wanted in connection to an explosion on a college campus. Why investigators believe it was intentional.
And it's chilly but sunny here on the patio. Our next weather maker, that high pressure system is bringing some of that cool air. I'll show you why it will be even colder tomorrow morning. It's 8:14, and it's a nice start out here this morning. I'm standing out here, and that sun with this black coat is really feeling comfortable right now. It's 49 in Wilson, 46 in Durham, 51 in Fayetteville, and I may have to shed the coat by noon today if I'm out here again. But it's cool this morning. Of course, a lot of kids are out of school today, so it's a great day to get outside, enjoy some of the sunshine. We'll have a fast warm up to almost 70 degrees this afternoon, so feeling good. Breezes today will be on the minor side, but we are looking at a windier day tomorrow. And tomorrow morning will start much colder. I'll show you why. And then tracking another big front that could arrive over the weekend. I'll let you know if that would affect your plans coming up.
All right, that's been happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. A traffic alert from Garner Police as a result of what's happening there on Highway 70 near New Rand Road is because of a crash. That section is temporarily shut down. This picture just into us with the help of the Garner Police Department. You can see the crash right there on the scene. So you want to avoid that area altogether. Maybe just take I-40 as your alternate route coming in and out of the capital city or Raleigh this morning. And things have gotten a lot better coming in from Apex. Right now, it's not in double digits. It's a 4-minute delay if you're coming north on US 1.
Here in the Live Center, still looking for reaction that might be pouring in a little bit later today regarding the death of former Vice President Dick Cheney. Again, I was checking his daughter's social media channels, and she hasn't really posted. Liz Cheney hasn't posted since about 2024 on Facebook and Instagram. But she actually had something she said about her father and something she wrote not long ago that said, quote, "I watched my dad serve in the highest offices in our country for nearly 50 years. From him, I learned what it means to have the courage of your convictions." Another person we're looking at in terms of reaction is President Donald Trump, because we know that former Vice President Dick Cheney was a strong in opposition of President Trump. We'll be looking to see if there's any kind of update here in the next 20 or so minutes. So join me again in the WRAL Live Center then.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, police are looking for the people officers say ran from a Harvard Medical School building after an explosion. Harvard police releasing these pictures of the people involved. The explosion happened around 3 in the morning Saturday on the 4th floor of a research building on campus. The explosion was so loud, some students say it shook them awake.
I just woke up, huge bang, like I felt it in my body. My heart was racing, and then tried to fall asleep. And then like 5 minutes later, I heard another bang, a second one.
Well, officers tried to stop the two people you see here in this picture as they were running away from that scene. Investigators believe the explosion was intentional. Police say no one was hurt, though. The FBI is helping in this investigation.
The upcoming supermoon is supposed to be the brightest of 2025. Meteorologist Chris Michaels is here to explain the one key reason why, Chris, in today's Ask the Meteorologist.
And Michelle, it all has to do with how close it is to planet Earth, and we use the term close loosely. I'll show you why in just a minute. But the orbit that the moon takes around the Earth, it's not a perfect circle, so there's going to be a far point and a close point in that orbit. So when you have a supermoon, it's when the full moon is at that closest point in orbit, which is called perigee. So it appears 30% brighter and 14% larger than your typical full moon. In this case, it's the closest one of 2025, but even still, it's about 222,000 miles away. Still, looks bright out there, looks really pretty. It did earlier this morning, and it will continue to do so over the next few very clear nights and mornings. So if you get good pictures, we want to see them, we want to share them, go to WRAL.com/report it. In addition to the supermoon, there's something cool going on with Earth and Saturn, and there's a space viewing for that at Campbell University tomorrow. I've got the details on that event right now on WRAL.com.
Look to the skies. Thanks, Chris. Well, North Carolina-based relief group Samaritan's Purse sharing what they're seeing on the ground there in Jamaica, nearly a week after Hurricane Melissa made landfall on that island nation. The powerful Category 5 hurricane destroyed parts of that island, particularly the western part. The death toll rising to 28, but officials believe that number could rise. Dave Hausholzer is the team leader for Samaritan's Purse in Jamaica. He says this is some of the worst damage he's ever seen in his 15 years with the organization.
They've just gone through an incredible amount of suffering. There's a storm here that came through last year, again, causing damage, and people were just recovering from that when Hurricane Melissa came through last week. And so I think people are trying to figure out how to continue on their lives and how to just survive until they're able to start rebuilding.
Samaritan's Purse sent its third airlift to the island Sunday, including an emergency field hospital equipped with more than 30 beds.
All right, let's take a look at some pictures sent in to us by viewers of the beautiful fall foliage that we have been seeing lately. It is like at its peak color right now. It is so gorgeous. All the reds and the oranges and the yellows that we see. It's one of my favorite things about fall. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner outside showing us where actually that peak foliage is right now, Elizabeth.
So it's done in the mountains. I was actually in Asheville over the weekend, and we were driving up, as you start to climb the mountain, and there was some really pretty foliage. But once you got all the way up to Asheville, it was gone. So some pretty color right now in the foothills. And of course, we're really seeing some gorgeous color right now. It's starting to pop up across our area. This is the current foliage. Again, it's pretty much over past peak in the mountains. High color, peak color, all the way down toward Greensboro and Charlotte. And some of our viewing area is looking at high to moderate. As we get through the next week, that's when we're looking at the peak. You can see the red shaded area. That's going to be peak to high color from Raleigh north and west, and then from Smithfield to Fayetteville to Goldsboro is going to be moderate color as you get through the next week or so. So now's the time that it should be the most beautiful. Hey, and the next thing that's going to happen is it's going to be winter, right? They're all ready for it. And Fenton, look at that ice skating rink all ready to go. They start skating on Friday, which is still going to be on the mild side. But boy, we get into early next week, we get a big blast of cold air. This high pressure system that you can see here is our next weather maker. It's brought us the chilly temperatures this morning, but another weather maker comes in on Sunday, and behind that we get a really big push of some cold air and some gusty winds. Along that front, we have the potential for some showers. We'll pause it early morning Sunday. That's 1 a.m., so that's Saturday night. Maybe some showers early Sunday, and then that moves on by, and then the cold air comes filtering in and may end up as mountain snow on Monday morning. So that would be cool to see. Look at that. All up and down the spine of the mountains, we could see snow Sunday night into Monday. None of that here, though. We have a chance of some rain Friday night into early Saturday, and then again on Sunday. If you do have outdoor plans over the weekend, keep checking back because we may be kind of reworking the timing. It is going to be a mild weekend in terms of highs. We'll be in the 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We have a situation, a traffic alert there in the Garner area as a result of a crash that's temporarily shutting down part of Highway 70 near New Rand Road. You can see it right there. It's causing delays in both directions. We got this picture in from the police department just a short time ago, and you can see the crash and the situation of first responders working that scene. So usually use Highway 70. You might want to take I-40 as an alternate route. Boy, speaking of I-40, those westbound lanes getting really jammed up right now. You're looking at I-40 Lake Wheeler Road. Those are the westbound lanes moving away from us. Things are getting a little better coming in from Apex this morning. US 70, US 1 coming in on Highway 55. It was in double digits right now, but you can see traffic is moving at a steady clip, albeit slowly, but it's moving. Right now, you're just looking at a 4-minute delay if you're coming in from Apex. If you're coming in from Durham this morning, a 5-minute delay. And the other troubled spot is a 9-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest and US 1 this morning. Over in Durham, very little to no delays, except that situation on Highway 98 earlier that's causing a little bit of a slowdown. That's cleared, but right now you're looking at a 10-minute delay. So keep that in mind if you're about to head out the door right now.
Thanks, Ken. Still ahead, holiday shopping savings. Prices on many items are higher, tariffs are shifting, and timing is everything. 5 on your side shares how to make your money go further this holiday season.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. Let's get outside. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is out there with her jacket because it is a chilly start out there, Elizabeth.
It is a chilly start. We dropped down, to around 40 degrees, low 40s this morning, but it's starting to warm up a little bit. It's lovely out here in the gardens this morning with all the sunshine. Of course, yesterday it was gray and kind of drizzly. It's already 46 in Durham, 43 in Holly Springs, 41 in Cary, 49 in Rocky Mount and Wilson. Dog walking forecast. It's cool this morning. You want to grab the jacket heading out the door, but we'll warm up nicely to upper 60s for highs this afternoon. But walking the dog by 5 or 6 o'clock, we're already back into the 50s.
Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we got a traffic alert out of Garner this morning. Part of Highway 70 temporarily shut down because of a crash right around New Rand Road. So you might want to take I-40 as your alternate route because this is what it looks like right now. Pictures sent in courtesy of the Garner Police Department. But we'll keep an eye on that and let you know when that road reopens. Right now, that southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, you can see the bumper-to-bumper traffic. Coming up, I'll let you know the drive times coming in on I-40 westbound and other major routes coming into Wake County.
Thanks, Ken. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died. His family said in a statement this morning that he died from complications from pneumonia and cardio and vascular disease. He was 84 years old. Cheney also served in Congress as a House representative from Wyoming and chief of staff for former President Gerald Ford. The Duke Blue Devils get their basketball season started tonight. Duke made it all the way to the Final Four last season before falling to Houston. They'll start this year's run tonight against Texas. The game is at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. Tip-off is 8:45. Next on Fox 50, what you need to know as you head to the polls for Election Day today. And up next on Today, a one-on-one with Kenny Chesney on his first book.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died. And this morning, we are going through social media as well as our video feeds looking for people who are reacting to his death.
And our next weather maker, this big high pressure center, sent us some chilly air this morning. It'll moderate somewhat this afternoon, but even colder tonight. I'll show you.
And local election day today, all of Wake County's cities and towns except Raleigh will have leaders on the ballot. What you need to know before voting today.
Plus, SNAP in half. Federal food assistance will pay out this month, but less than usual. How local families can fill in the gaps. Welcome in on your Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. Of course, you're getting ready to head out the door. You might want to grab that jacket. Let's get right back out to the WRAL weather patio. Check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner because she is wearing her puffy coat.
I am. You know, I hate to be cold. Y'all know that. So I'm not ashamed to be out here in the big puffy coat this morning. This high pressure system has fed some chilly air in this morning, especially compared to yesterday where we were in the 50s and temperatures have been 10 to 15 degrees cooler than that this morning. A live look at downtown Raleigh from our Jimmy V camera shows people out in their jackets. It is 46 degrees, but the wind right now is calm and it won't be terribly breezy this afternoon. We're beginning to see some warming temperatures, low 50s now for Fayetteville and Clinton, Goldsboro and Roxborough South Hill. We're looking at temperatures right now about 5 to 7 degrees colder, but earlier this morning it was a bigger spread. Lots of sunshine this afternoon brings our temperatures into the upper 60s, so it will be nice and calm later on. It's been a chilly start to the day with a little bit of patchy frost. I am tracking another front that's likely to bring us a chance of some rain for parts of the weekend and then some much colder air next week. I'll show you that coming up.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we have a traffic alert coming in from Garner right now. We're told that Highway 70, a portion of Highway 70 between Benson Road and New Rand Road, closed as a result of a crash. And here's what it looks like. We got this picture in just about the last 20 minutes or so. You can see that two heavily damaged vehicles, first responders working that scene. So you're coming in from Garner this morning. You might want to just use I-40 as an alternate route to come into Raleigh and Wake County. These are the westbound lanes of I-40 moving away from us this morning. At least traffic is moving, but that's the usual heavy congestion that we see this time of the morning. So right now you're just looking at a 6-minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. No delays if you're coming in from Garner or Johnston County on I-40. So keep that in mind in terms of avoiding what's happening there on Highway 70. Just about a 5-minute delay if you're coming in from Apex and US 1. Similarly, coming in on from Durham, you're looking at a 5-minute delay on I-40 eastbound. The real troubled spot is US 1 coming in out of Wake Forest. You're looking at an 8-minute delay. You're getting ready to head into the Cartoon Center on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And Ken, the story that we continue to follow this morning is the death of former Vice President Dick Cheney. Essentially what I've been doing in the past 30 minutes or so is looking for any sort of comment or for reaction from anyone beyond his family. We've already heard the family's statement saying that he died from cardiovascular disease and pneumonia-related complication. But I will say I did look for President Donald Trump's social media page because we know he's pretty active on Truth Social. And I managed to find this post within the past 10 minutes, but it had nothing to do with the former vice president. This was all about midterm elections and talking about Democrats as well as Republicans in regard to the midterms and what he expects to happen. So just that in that regard. But I mean, a lot of the other comments we're seeing on social media, if I'm being honest with you, a lot of people are making some posts that are using some language we obviously can't put on TV and some comments that are a bit inappropriate to share on screen. But many people are making their opinions known this morning. We're going to keep looking for other reaction from some officials, including former elected officials, and we'll bring them here in the WRAL Live Center.
Chris, thank you. Breaking news, police say a person is seriously hurt because a car hit them in Raleigh. Video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows the scene along Trawick Road near New Bern Avenue. The crash happened around 2 this morning. Raleigh police say the person who was hit was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. So far, no charges have been filed against that driver.
Right now, the polls are open. Today, local elections will be held in cities and towns all across our area. WRAL's Laura Levine live at the Herbert C. Young Community Center, a polling place right there in Cary. And Laura, every town in Wake County except Raleigh will be voting today.
We are seeing some light foot traffic here at the Herbert C. Young Community Center in Cary. And so far, this is where we've seen the largest turnout in Wake County, where Cary voters cast more than 8,000 ballots during early voting. So here's what you need to know if you're heading out the door today to vote. Voters in 13 municipalities across Wake County will have one last chance to cast a ballot today. There are no local elections in unincorporated parts of Wake County and in the city of Raleigh, which has elections in even-numbered years. To participate, voters must live in and be registered to vote in the municipality where the election is taking place. Voters must bring a valid photo ID when voting in person. And if you don't have your ID when you vote, you can still vote and then bring your ID to your county board of elections by noon on Friday. So speaking of turnout, it is known that local municipal races tend to fly under the radar. WRAL state government reporter Will Doran says 2 years ago, only 15% of people actually voted in local city or town races.
These races can really make a big difference in people's lives. They set policies for growth and property taxes, public safety in your city. They decide where to build new parks or sidewalks or which of the city-owned roads might need attention.
So it is important to get out and vote. The polls will remain open until 7:30 tonight. If you're in line by 7:30, you can still cast a ballot. For more Election Day information and real-time Election Day results, head over to WRAL.com. Laura Levine, WRAL News in Cary.
Well, in Durham, incumbent Mayor Leo Williams is seeking a second term. He's led Durham since 2023. Williams faced 4 challenges in last month's primary and won more votes than all of them combined. Williams now faces the best performing one of those challenges in a one-on-one race, Anjali Bell. She's the daughter of former Mayor Bill Bell. In Fayetteville, Mayor Mitch Cohen seeking re-election. He faces a challenge from City Council member Kathy Keene Jensen. She placed second in last month's 10-person primary. Of course, stick with WRAL tonight. We'll have team coverage on all our local elections. Eric Miller will be following the Fayetteville mayoral race, and Monica Casey will be tracking Durham's. To find out what races are on your ballot and to search for your polling place, go to WRAL.com. You'll find our election preview on our homepage. You can count on WRAL for results as they come into our newsroom.
People who depend on SNAP funding will get some of their benefits for November, but not all of them. Yesterday, the Trump administration confirmed that it will use emergency funds to keep the program running through the government shutdown. However, recipients will only get half of their normal benefits. That affects about 80,000 people in Wake County. One of these people is Shanisa Williams, a single mother of 3.
I want them to step up. You know, we voted for you guys, and y'all supposed to fight for us. And I don't feel like you're fighting for us at all.
Wake County leaders say they still don't know when those SNAP payments will come. And to help families fill the gaps, the Durham Rescue Mission is hosting a food giveaway tomorrow. It'll be drive-through, walk-up style to anyone in need. This will be on the main campus from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You are encouraged to go early because it is first come, first served.
Money for your child's school is top of mind for Wake County officials today. The school board will discuss changes to the district's budget. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey live outside the Wake School headquarters there in Cary. And Kelsey, teacher pay will be a big part of this conversation.
Yes, Kim, that's what we were expecting. Today, Wake school leaders will be working through how to fill in the gaps in their district budget. We know that your child's teachers may be only getting a fraction of an anticipated raise. So state and county funds are more than $40 million short to cover pay raises for the district. School leaders planned on using state funds to offer a 3% raise, but the state budget is still not complete more than 4 months after the due date. State lawmakers passed a mini budget instead that will only allow less than a 1% raise for teachers. This funding gap comes as health insurance premiums are increasing for about 80% of school district employees. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst explains who won't be eligible for a raise at all.
But principals, bus drivers, instructional assistants, cafeteria workers, custodians, and a bunch of other people have not gotten any kind of step increase or wage increase at all.
Now, school leaders will only be discussing this budget today. We're not expecting a vote at least until November 18th. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
And after that budget meeting, the Wake County School Board has a full afternoon of work. First, the board will discuss changing the Spotlight on Students event into separate events. They say the Spotlight has outgrown the venue. Then the school system will present their plan to improve low-performing schools. The State Board of Education will meet today as well. It's the first of a 3-day work session. The first 2 days are planning meetings held every year, and most of today's work session will be going over the state's plan for schools.
Well, the Arizona Cardinals snapped a 5-game losing streak with a Monday Night Football win over the Dallas Cowboys. Well, during last night's game on ESPN, Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett stepped in for Kyler Murray. He's nursing a foot injury. Brissett scored 2 touchdowns with his arm, 1 with his feet. His alma mater, NC State, will definitely be proud. The Cowboys tried to slow the Cardinals down, but it wasn't good enough. Arizona wins that game 27-17, handing the Cowboys its 2nd straight loss. Well, holiday shopping strategies still ahead. Most people say they plan to spend less around Christmas this year. Ahead 5 on your side breaks down some deals for the season of giving.
Plus, guns in school. Resource officers in Nash County have a new piece. The powder-loaded shotguns designed to safely break door locks.
Of course, a cold start to our Tuesday morning. We're giving you a live look right now at Sanford, rather sunny Sanford to be exact. Meteorologist Elizabeth Garner tracking a strong cold front, but it could bring a chance of our first freeze in parts of our viewing area.
8:44. It's a beautiful morning out here. Temperatures are starting to warm up a little bit. We started mostly in the low to mid 40s. It's 49 in Wilson, still 46 in Durham, 51 in Fayetteville. But lots of sunshine out here this morning here on the patio. It's going to be a great day to get outside. A lot of kids are out of school because it is election day, and it's been a chilly start. But this afternoon, temperatures will climb on up into the mid 60s. So your favorite local park or Dick's Park, they've got the wonderful Gibson Play Plaza there that is probably going to be fairly crowded today. Later on this evening, though, as soon as we hit sunset, temperatures will drop into the 50s pretty quickly. And tomorrow morning, we'll likely see widespread 30s. I'll show you coming up.
Happening now, that section of Highway 70 that was temporarily closed as a result of that crash around WRAL Road, where that's cleared, so all lanes of Highway 70 reopened right now. But the other troubled spot here on I-540 near Creedmoor Road, the crash causing huge delays stretching all the way back to almost Lewisburg Road. Right now, if you're taking I-540 as an alternate route, you're looking at a 30-minute delay up to Creedmoor Road. But once you get past Creedmoor Road, it's clear sailing all the way to I-40. So keep that in mind. You might want to take an alternate route, maybe the Beltline, as a result of what's happening there on I-540.
Time is 8:45 here in the WRAL Live Center. We have a new reaction this morning to the death of former Vice President Dick Cheney. This right here is Senator Tom Cotton. He is a Republican and the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee. He put this post on X saying, quote, Dick Cheney dedicated his life to the service of our nation and the people of Wyoming. He was a constant champion for a dominant military, strong and confident American leadership, free markets, and individual liberty. I extend my condolences to his family and his friends. We'll be looking for more reaction, much like this one, today on the WRAL Live Center.
All right, Chris, thank you. Today, voters in Virginia will decide on their next governor. No matter who wins, Virginia will elect its first woman as governor. Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears is facing off against Democratic Representative Abigail Spanberger. Virginia and New Jersey, they hold their governor's races this year the year after the presidential elections. The races get national attention and are used to seeing how voters feel about the party holding the White House.
Well, time to start thinking about your holiday shopping. Yeah, it's that time. Prices on many items are higher, tariffs are shifting, and timing is everything. 5 News Side's Ashley Rowe is here with some expert tips to help you outsmart the season to make your money go further.
The holiday shopping season is already taking shape, but this year, Santa may have to tighten his belt. A new report finds that consumers expect to drop their holiday gift spending by 11% compared to last year. So as you approach your holiday shopping, Consumer Reports has some strategies to help you save where it matters most.
Buying earlier can lock in lower prices and give you the best selection before the most popular items sell out. But buying early doesn't mean buying more. Sticking to your list helps you make sure your budget stays on track.
And waiting too long can also cost you. Prices often climb as the holiday gets closer, and tariffs, shipping costs, or product shortages could push them even higher.
Shopping early can be convenient, but it can shorten your return and warranty window. However, some retailers do help. Walmart and JCPenney accept most holiday returns into late January.
So the trick here is not just buying early, but also buying smart.
A good deal is only a deal if the product works well. You can check our ratings to see things like warranty lengths and compare across stores.
Another way to save is by stacking deals. Use retailer coupons, cashback apps, and credit card rewards together.
Don't forget about loyalty programs. They often come with perks like waived return fees or extended return periods. And of course, always keep your receipts.
Keep in mind that just because something says on sale doesn't mean it's a great deal. Prices can bounce back before big sales, making discounts look bigger than they are. Happy shopping. Ashley Rowe, 5 on your side.
People magazine names its 2025 Sexiest Man Alive. Time for a look at what's trending.
Movie and television actor Jonathan Bailey is People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for 2025.
Look at that reveal.
Oh my gosh, there's been the buzz all morning around the newsroom. The magazine's pick was announced last night on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Bailey is most known for his roles in the television series Bridgerton, of course the movie Jurassic World Rebirth, which came out back in July, and of course Wicked.
Yeah, he's handsome. Bailey takes the mantle from The Office and Jack Ryan star John Krasinski, who held the title last year. So, yeah, well deserved.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
You and all the ladies in the newsroom approve.
Yes.
All right. Moving on now, Nash County School Resource Officers now armed with what's called a breaching shotgun. It's a tool once reserved for SWAT teams. A breaching shotgun is designed to break through locks and reach students fast. Instead of using projectiles that can ricochet into classrooms, they'll use a powder to break the locks safely. We could not find another district in the area using that weapon.
Some of the places that have had these bad incidents, the doors have been locked and chained and things of that nature, and EMS and law enforcement cannot get into the schools immediately. And remember, time is of essence.
Well, these new shotguns are part of a greater push in Nash County to put in place new tools for SROs. All SROs in the district were recently trained on ballistic shields.
Today, we could also learn more about health insurance options for small business owners. A new affordable plan could help startups provide employee benefits. The plans were made in collaboration between Blue Cross NC and the state. The announcement is scheduled for 1:30 this afternoon at the NC Department of Insurance.
Today, we expect an update on changes you could see coming to downtown Raleigh. The city council is meeting today to talk about reimagining Fayetteville Street. They want to use $1 million to revamp it. Council members will consider adding some things to make it a little more character and give it a little bit more feel. This includes art installations and a new City Plaza stage. The council meets at 1 this afternoon.
A typhoon in the Philippines has flooded streets and forced people to higher ground. You can see cars and debris floating in the runoff there. The typhoon brought sustained winds of 93 miles per hour and wind gusts of up to 115. They are dealing with a lot right now in the Philippines. And here back at home, we are dealing with some chilly temperatures, but it's going to warm up really nicely. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner out on the WRAL weather patio right now. Now you need the jackets. You might be able to take them off later. Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'm almost getting a little bit warm in the jacket, but I was just so prepared. I knew our temperature was going to be close to 40 this morning, but we're definitely warming up nicely. We take a live look here at downtown Raleigh from our Jimmy V camera. Definitely people walking around with jackets on. It is 46 degrees right now. We currently have light winds, but the winds will really start to pick up over the next couple of days, and I'll explain why. Temperatures this afternoon by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the upper 60s, so it's going to feel pretty nice later on today. And we're already seeing 50s in Roxborough and South Hill. Fayetteville and Clinton, it's 49, and Rocky Mount, 48 in Southern Pines. So we're seeing those temperatures warm up nicely. It's 44 in Apex, 47 in Garner, 42 right now in Chapel Hill. Around town, you're going to see a lot of kids out and about. They are out of school today, most of the school systems, because of Election Day. Temperatures will be nice, upper 60s. You can get out on the Greenway, head to the parks this afternoon, and enjoy some pretty weather. This is what it will look like tomorrow morning as you send the kids out the door. It's going to be colder, widespread 30s, 36 in Roxborough, 38 South Hill, 37 Fayetteville, and in Goldsboro. So we're looking at a much colder start tomorrow morning. Wind speeds right now are fairly light, and we're not looking at winds that'll be terribly gusty for today because this high pressure system is sitting right over us. But as it moves out, a low moves in right behind it, and the difference in pressure between those two, sitting near North Carolina, will bring us some windy conditions for tomorrow. We'll see gusts up to 30 miles per hour. It's not going to knock down trees or cause power issues, but there'll definitely be a lot of leaves blowing around. Wednesday, of course, will be that gustiest day. Today, winds gusting just to 15 and then to 20 miles per hour on Thursday. The next front comes in and will help to bring us some much colder air, a little bit of rain on Sunday. And then look at this. We go from 72 Sunday to a high of 56 on Monday. I hope that we'll be ready for that. I've got my coat ready. I'm definitely ready to go.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Before we go to break, here's a look at your winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.